Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is January 13, 2025. Here is another daily analysis starting with S&P 500 daily chart. So we just got a nice hammer today. Market just going all the way down, pretty close to the area that we kind of like a market in our chart. It goes to this pivot and also goes to this weekly consolidation, which is the level that I'm looking at for a market bounce. So as I said, it's just got pretty close to 55, 57, 62 and bounced back up nicely, forming a hammer, a candlestick. The price action is pretty bullish because it recaptures this pivot and also recaptured this pivot and SMA 100 on a daily basis as well. If you go to a weekly chart, let me just bring a weekly chart as well. So market just bounced off a very nice level, at least for a short term. It just got into SMA 20 and just a touch below that SMA 20 on a weekly basis. So we need to see if this crossover happens the next few weeks. I would say this is going to be a bounce, at least for the time being. I would say a market is due for a bounce. Daily chart tells me that it's kind of like overstretched. So we may see some kind of like a bounces going all the way up next few days, but there are lots of resistance here, especially in this supply area, somewhere around 59.28 to maximum 59.60. So this is the level that I think market 2-3 days we may see a bounce, and then if we get back to the short setup, we may see some kind of like a deeper correction to this area, and that would be kind of like the major bounce I would say is coming. So as I said, 2025 is going to be year of choppiness, volatility rather than investors market. Investors are going to be disappointed and they're going to hate this year just because market will have lots of choppiness rather than a trend line just going all the way up, higher high, higher lows. We may see a volatile price action in this year. So right now, after hours, market just jumped back up nicely, and I would expect market will have positive day tomorrow. So we will see how it goes. The stochastic momentum, we just got a nice divergence on oversold condition, which is a bullish price action. And if we get kind of like a reversal, that would be bullish. And also, if we get to this indicator, which is MACD, it just tells us that a very nice divergence when we are seeing a price action is going to the lower low. MACD is showing us a higher low. And that tells me that we are kind of like at the area that bounce is overdue. And we may see some kind of like a 2-3 days bounces this week. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Nasdaq, which is kind of like the same price action. Nasdaq is just going down. The stochastic got into oversold condition. MACD is just telling us that we may see some kind of like a divergence with this price action, and it's not at the favorable pattern though. So it's just going all the way down. Get back to this election pivot here. This is election pivot, by the way, and we may see some kind of like a nice rally to the upside, and still we are above this, but after election, after everything is digested by the market, we see series of lower highs here and lower lows here, and today we just got a nice hammer. However, we are far away from SMA 100 on a daily basis, but if we go to weekly chart, I'm going to tell you something that pretty neat. So weekly chart, just market touched SMA 20 on a weekly basis, bounced back off nicely after that. So this tells me we may due for a bounce, and this bounce can happen next few days, at least for a short term. If it goes to the higher levels, I'm not surprised, but if it's just a bounce, which for foreseeable scenario is going to be somewhere around this area, we may see some bounces to 21,400 maximum which is going to be 600 above this current level. And that's going to be good bounce for those traders and also scalpers. They can just take a benefit out of it. Moving on to Dow Jones, which was a leader for today. Dow just nicely getting back to the upside today, bounce off SMA 150, and also getting into this pivotal point. And if you remember, we were talking about this. We had a huge divergence here in MACD, RSI, and stochastic at the same time. Three indicators showing us nice lower low in price action, but higher low in these indicators. So this tells me that bounce is very, very foreseeable scenario, at least for Dow. We can get to this top of this wide range bar. 43,500 is coming down the road, which is going to be more than 1,000 points to the upside for Dow. And that would be kind of like a very, very solid gain for energy, for the big value names, especially we saw some pretty good spike in healthcare names. For example, if I want to show you here is CVS. This is one of the chart that bounced back up nicely today. Look at that. So this is a CVS chart. It's kind of like oversold, and kind of like a positive in this name down the road, especially in 2025. And if you go to United Health, the same pattern happens today. So United Health just slaughtered after that bad news came to this name. But look at what happened. So today we just got a nice bounce, and this is a heavy value name in a Dow index. So when I see these names, I should say Dow is going to be leader for the next few, at least days. Moving on to gold. Gold just smashed down today and cannot manage to get above 27.17, which is a very, very important level. This is a pivotal point, and gold just getting back to downside. Still, gold is forming higher lows here, and this is a not bad setup for bulls. But there is a big if. If we get back to this trend line, if we close below this, which is going to be 2600, that would be a huge decline is coming for gold, and it can just going all the way down to my actually dreamland here, 24 to 2500 for a nice long position. So waiting for that one. I have some allocation in gold miners. I'm not going to disclose it just because this is for my subscribers, but we're going to allocate more if it gets there. So we have cash allocated on the side waiting for price action. This gets to kind of like a very nice scenario as well. We just got a pivot, stochastic bear reversal, and we got a lower high here, and a stochastic shows another bear reversal signal as well. So if we get some kind of like a low here, here's the lower high, and if we get to the lower low, that would be the perfect scenario for a next stochastic bull reversal to the upside. So we'll see how it goes with gold. Still waiting for a proper setup. It's not there yet, so we are just staying on the side. Silver shows kind of like a better price action here. It just get a W pattern, getting back to the upside today. Just got into a massive resistance here around $30.83, and just getting back to the downside with nice engulfing pattern. So this engulfing comes along with this stochastic bear reversal. If we get a deeper correction here to 26 to 27, that would be a buy. So I'm waiting for that one from silver to show something proper set up for me to get long position. Moving on to crude. Finally, we just slicing through this important $77, and we just got close $78, and also shadow above this previous pivot. So this tells me the bullish structure is here. The bullish momentum is here. We need to see a pullback and see if pullback just this is going to be a nice setup for a next rally to the upside. I would say if that happens and if doesn't hold too much and it can just breaking through again above this 78, I would say crude a 92 to 100 level is coming down the road. And it's kind of like a confirming. I know lots of people are saying about the peace between Hamas and Israel, and that's going to be kind of like a crude calm down news. But at the same time, if you look at this chart, and here is the Lockheed Martin, which is a military company, you see that. So this chart already corrected to the downside, already baked into the news. So this chart tells me that the correction is over. We're getting to this important level and we're due for a bounce. So if that happens, that means potentially geopolitical tensions are not going to be in Middle East, probably somewhere else. I don't know, but based on this, I would say crude is kind of like a potential for a setup to the upside. Copper is getting into the upside form as well. This week, copper strongly going higher. As I said, this is a confirmation for last week, a bull reversal to the upside. And if it breaks through above this trend line, I would say inflation is coming back. Copper is going higher. Energy crude is going higher. Natural gas is going higher. So potentially we are going to see a more inflationary situation compared to expectations. So we'll see how it goes. All right, moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, interesting price action happens today. Here is the lower shadow, and look at the long lower shadow here. Dragonfly Doji just touched the first corrective area that we mentioned, 86 to 88,000. Just touch it and then getting back to the upside. This comes to this breaking through. When I see this chart, I would say if I want to just zoom in this area, this is pretty bullish. Today's price action is very bullish. But when I see the overall pattern, I would say, although today was bullish, but this is going to be a bounce. And potentially, along with the stock market, we will see crypto bounce to this area, potentially 98,000. And then after that, I'm not sure, especially middle of this white range bar, top of this pivotal point, somewhere around 98,000 to 100,000, 100K. So if it gets above this, that would be bullish. But right now, I would say everyone needs to keep an eye on this level. We may see a bounce. And then if market, stock market, and crypto getting a bear reversal to the downside, that would be a deeper corrective move to here. So um, um, still, I'm not convinced that the correction is over. Moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum just going all the way down. Great demand area here. Look what happened. So this is a fantastic level for scalpers. They don't care if crypto is going to go to zero or going to the moon. This is a perfect scenario for them. And I hope everyone took that one. Actually, it was there for a long time for my previous videos. If you just look at this is the area that we were looking for reaction from the market. And sure enough, we just got a reaction. This is a positive reaction, and it can't go higher, at least to this area. I would say 3,500. This is the area that I'm looking at. Middle of this white range bar, couple of times we tested and then getting back up, going down, slicing through 34 to 3,500. That's the area that I'm looking at for a bounce. Moving on to bond yield, just getting back to the downside today. Pop and getting back to the downside. Treasuries just going lower low, $85, still struggling with this wide range bar demand area. So this is the previous pivot. Look what happened after that. Lots of buyers are coming back again to this area. So well, we'll see if Treasury is going to have a bounce. VIX, nice sell-off today. This tells me that the stock market is due for a corrective rally to the upside. So we may see some kind of like a rally for the next few weeks coming along with our stock market analysis. Dixie just going higher high, coming down after hours just to show a strength a bit. But I would say Dixie is forming ending diagonal. This is tree drive pattern, a bearish tree drive. So here is the higher high for um, price. But if you just look at the stochastic RSI or MACD, you'll see that there is a huge divergence here. So if it gets back to the bearish side, it can go all the way down to this area. Magma indicator, just a gap down, but a nice hammer though. So we may see some kind of like a A lower high is forming again this area. So that's kind of like a complete this pattern for a lower low. So still channeling down within this a nice bull flag. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to interesting one, Apple. Look at the candle here, just a nice hammer going below the support, getting back to the upside. That's what I want to see. And Apple can go to 240 to 244. This is the area that I'm looking at. We may see $10 up for Apple next few weeks. Sorry, next few days, and that would be the scenario. Amazon holding up today nicely, so still forming a nice bull flag here. We may see some kind of like a bounce, not a higher high, potentially lower high here, and then getting back to the deeper correction like the other one. So we will see. Meta is the next one. Just holding up nicely above this trend line, and so far so good with Meta. But I would say this, if this is a double top, we are not looking for a big rally. Microsoft dollar 76 cents down, and just a corrective. I think the corrective move is finished. So this is kind of like an ABC, or I should say 5 wave down, and we should see ABC up before the next sell-off to here. So we may see some kind of like a rally to this area, 432 to 436. And that's the area that I'm looking at for Microsoft. Google, good price action here, bull flag, still double top formation. We may see a triple top formation. Netflix just managed positive today, even after hours goes positive. Tesla nicely getting back to the upside, pretty close to this demand area. Even after hours, it just gapped up nicely. Semiconductor index, huge gap down, getting back to the upside. Managed negative, but positive. I think hope for the market that semis are going to get back to the upside. I think so. I think semis are going to be leader for the Nasdaq next few days. Stocks the same pattern here. Taiwan Semiconductor get down, but not a bad pattern, still holding up this pivot. AMD actually managed positive today. So market was down, AMD just getting back to the upside. NVIDIA, look at this, gap down, nicely getting back to the upside. I would say NVIDIA can go higher as well, potentially to fill out this gap to 144. Maybe 148, maybe. So we will see. But I would say Nvidia can go $10 up from the current level, from the current lows. Texas Instrument 94 cents up. Lam Research getting back to the upside after a big gap down, so still holding up nicely. Moving on to the Dow components, XLF, which is a financial spider, nicely divergence here in this demand area. Nice reaction. So this is bullish. KBE, the same pattern here, bullish. KRE, bullish. Again, nice divergence here. And JP Morgan, good bullish consolidation. We may see new all-time high even for JP Morgan if the rally continues strongly. Goldman Sachs, bullish, nice reaction to this trend line. Bank of America, 5 cents down today. And Wells Fargo, 57 cents up. Not a bad pattern. Moving on to GDX, which is gold miner ETF. They're just down today. Gold is down. They're down, but not that bad. GDXJ, $1 down today. AEM dollar, 94 cents down. And Newmont, 7 cents up. So this is pretty good, holding up nicely. I would say Newmont, even if gold goes down, Newmont doesn't hurt that much. So we'll see Franco-Nevada, free fall to the downside. Not a good pattern though. Gold Barrick, not a good pattern. The only good pattern I see is in Newmont, actually. This one as well. We may see some kind of like a Gold Barrick is getting back down to this important demand area before a significant bottom. Energy sector for today, they're just rocking to the upside. XLE 2% up, XOP dollar, $2.60, which is 1.85% to the upside. OIH, oil and gas has oil and gas services ETF, good bullish consolidation here. $5.76 up. Exxon, $2.75 down. Fantastic move. Finally, I would say Exxon is waking up. So we may see some bullish structure and development coming for the next few days or not the weeks. Chevron nicely getting back to the upside, getting to this supply area. But I would say Chevron can go higher and go higher as well. So we will see how it goes. All right, folks. I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, put your comments down there. I'm going to read all comments and I'm going to answer that ASAP. Have a fantastic evening. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.